Hello heathens, and welcome to my channel. I am Beauty Heathen, and my channel is dedicated to three things. The first is the exploration of paganism through the medium of cosmetics, through which I use cosmetic practice heads. The second is magical demonstrations, and the third is through readings. I've dedicated a lot of time to doing readings lately, and especially with some particularly heavy content lately, so I figured I'd take a little break today from doing more true crime readings. I will go back to them, but I figured it might be nice to take a little break from that. And today I wanted to start a new series talking about different methods of divination. Now, if you've been tuning into my channel for any length of time, you've seen that predominantly I use the divination method through oracle and tarot cards. But there are many, many, many different forms. And especially if you are just starting to open up your intuitive gifts and your abilities, it might be beneficial to start off small. Now, that's not to say that a pendulum isn't useful for even the most seasoned practitioners. It absolutely can be. It can be a wonderful tool. But it can also be an excellent way to start off. I know when I was first getting into divination, it was one of the beginning methods that I used as a way to help me hone my intuitive gifts and to start to really sense how my body feels when I get a yes or a no answer. And the reason why this is important is because when I've done other methods of divination, like when I use the oracle cards, it has helped me figure out which cards are meant to be used. Like, you may have seen the episode where I specifically picked out cards upside down and placed them on other cards. I think I did that one for Carmageddon. You may have seen me shuffle sometimes and two cards poke out, and you'll see me touch one and then the other, and then I'll pick one. I do that to figure out which card I'm supposed to pick out. And I can tell because I feel that yes or no feeling come over me. So, a lot of times, and again, like with any form of divination, your tools are personal to you. And keep in mind, yes, this is a pendulum that I bought at a New Age store or a pagan store near me. You do not need to do this. You can easily make your own pendulum with a piece of string and a paper clip. You do not need to buy anything. You don't even need to buy the pendulum mats that they often have, and I know I have one somewhere, but I couldn't find it for the purposes of this, to get yes or no answers. Now, a little addendum. When I started off using pendulums, I did a lot of research and all of those kinds of things as to what it means when pendulums move a certain way. It's good to have that information in your head, but keep in mind that every pendulum works differently depending on the user. So what reflects yes answers for one person will be no for another. The only way that you can definitively tell how your pendulum reflects answers to you is by working with it. And again, you don't need to buy a pendulum. They can be a little bit pricey sometimes. You can get them probably more inexpensively off of Amazon or other wholesale goods areas, probably like Alibaba or something of that nature, but why spend the money if you don't have to? You know what I mean? All it really genuinely takes is some string and something weighted on the end of it. And you can do that by threading the string through a spare button if you have one, or through a paper clip. As long as you get it evenly weighted, it should be fine. Because how the string or the chain in this circumstance holds it completely straight can matter. Now right now it's just doing some little swinging because I'm on not an entirely stable surface, and of course that means my arm is going to move a little bit. But I want you to watch very closely what happens when I ask it questions. Now for most pendulum users, I believe clockwise is yes and counterclockwise is no. My pendulum swings in the opposite way. When I first started using pendulums, I was like, wait, is this normal or is there something wrong with me? But then I found that, yeah, how a pendulum swings for the user is all independent. For some people, they'll notice the pendulum swings back and forth for no or for yes and goes in circles for the other answer, you know? So the one thing you want to try to do is hold it as still as you can. And when you're first starting off using a pendulum, you want to say, please show me yes. And you see how it's spinning? And then stop it. And say, please show me no. Now, interestingly enough, this specific pendulum actually did the clockwise motion for yes and the counterclockwise for no. I have pendulums that move the opposite way. Now, what I'm curious to see is, because I usually do this with my right hand, please show me yes. Okay, it's still moving clockwise. I know you can't see it, which is why I was doing it with my left hand. Please show me no. It's spinning a little bit better. I'm sorry you can't really see it. Again, I'll use my left hand, but this is not my dominant hand. You want to try to do this with your dominant hand. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. So, now you have which directions it swings on its own. But if you're like me, and you get a bit skeptical sometimes, because trust me, even I do, I will make my own kind of board per se for the pendulum. And I'll write yes in one direction, so no in another direction. And I'll use the corners for like if I want to do maybe or rephrase. And keep in mind, you don't have to do this with every corner up and down, left and right. I personally hate the mats that are overcrowded unless it has alphanumeric symbols, because that can help you spell things out literally, or you can get certain numbers. Like I'll give you an example of something I did once. I so wanted to win the lottery this one time. I know this sounds horribly stupid, but I did. And I sat there and I wrote down every single number that was possible in this particular lotto. And I was going to play 2 different lotteries, so I did that for the 2 different lotteries. In the first one I went through and I got every single number that the pendulum swung on. And then I went to the other lottery and I did the same thing again and I wrote it down. And I bought the lottery ticket with that number, you know, corresponding that form of lottery to that number, and so on. You want to know the hilarious part? Had I reversed what numbers with which form of lottery, I would have won like $100,000. My lot in life, you know, it's my type of luck with these things sometimes. I haven't tried it again since, because I'm just like, you know what? Life will give me what I'm meant to have, and I'll try to manifest things myself through hard work and all that kind of stuff, and not try to find the easy way out. But yeah, that's my little story with the pendulum, and how I actually tried to win the lottery once using it. So, you saw how it spins when I ask it to show me different things. So now I'm going to ask it again. Please show me no. Sometimes it takes a moment because it's working against what it's normally trying to do in order to give you the answer. Now, please show me yes. So it is like going this way for yes and this way for no. It's subtle because again, this is not a pendulum that I generally use. I'm just using it for the sake of demonstration. It probably needs a good cleansing and time to charge and all of that kind of stuff, but I'm just trying to give you a general feel. Okay, so let's come up with any sort of question. Let's do something random that anybody can answer. Is the sky blue? Yes. Okay. Are there elephants in the ocean? No. You know, just general things. And I know I'm using silly examples and things of that nature, but starting off with questions that you kind of already know the answer to can help you sense out not only how your pendulum reacts, but how your intuition and your body itself may feel while the pendulum gives you the answers it is. And so yeah, so I hope this little tiny demonstration may help in some way to give you a starting point with how to use a pendulum. There are other more advanced ways to use them, but I want to start off slow with divination, especially because I know I have a lot of new learners joining the channel and watching my content, and it's better to start off slow and practice, just like any type of skill. You're not necessarily going to get it overnight. It takes time working with your tools, working with different questions, and getting to really become one with your intuition. And just from a personal standpoint, I found pendulum work an excellent place for me to start when it came with divination, because it really did help me hone my divination skills and being able to listen to and trust my intuition while using it. So I hope this little demonstration was helpful. If you have any questions, or if you have anything you're curious about with regards to using pendulums, go ahead and leave me a comment down below in the comments section, and I will absolutely respond to you as soon as I see the comment. Do keep in mind that for some reason the phone app for YouTube does not always show the questions or the comments that you guys leave, so it usually takes me getting on a computer at some point and looking through comments. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video and wish to see more like it, please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, set that bell to all to be notified of when I release new videos before you head out. And with that, I wish you the brightest of blessings, and blessed be.